Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of some Building Big with Jerm. How's everybody doing today? I've been doing a little bit of work off camera, as you can see here with the roads. I decided to kind of a little bit get rid of the idea of having a deep slate as the entire place. We got a little bit of it around the edges, but it's mostly going to be stone now. But in the last episode, of course, we started building up this entire area. We got this building here, which is looking all right. It's not the best building I think I could have done, but it doesn't look terrible. There's probably a couple things I could have done to make it a little bit better by maybe adding like a balcony or, you know, I don't know, just other little details besides just windows all over it. Like maybe another one of those jut outs over here on this side, but that's fine. I think it looks good as is. But in today's episode, we are going to be building up a bunch more of this section here. I'm going to try my best to get the entire, at least fronts of these buildings. I doubt I'll get the back sides. We'll probably work on the back sides at another point anyways, because we'll have like backyards and roads and stuff over there. But yeah, that's the goal for today, getting these houses all along this built up and done. But to prepare for this episode, I needed a lot of wool. I'm going to be using a lot of wool as texturing in these houses. Did I use any in this? Yes, I did use red wool in this, so it's going to be similar to that. We're going to be using a lot of wool in all of these because we're doing gradients of all the different like green blocks, for example. We'll go from green terracotta into concrete into wool into this, or something along those lines. So I decided to come over here to my steampunk area, which is kind of where I decided I was going to be building all or most of my farms in this world. You can see we got an iron farm right here, which feeds into this building down here, right there, as you can see. Got a little minecart that comes around, picks it up from the iron drop up there, and just brings it all the way over here. Not the most efficient farm, but it's efficient enough for what I need for this world. Yeah, as I was saying, I came over here and I came in behind this house and built up a big sheep farm. Well, not very big, but it's doing the job, and I'm slowly adding in more sheep into these spots because I think that'll make it a little bit more efficient. I'm not positive, but I think it will. I don't know. Yeah, you can see we got quite a bit going here. I am noticing though, the ones that are like set back here, they're a lot less efficient than these ones. I think because these ones have grass growing on 3 sides, when these ones have grass growing on 1 side. So I may spread this out a little more, take out these back ones and just line them up, or maybe just stack above it. I don't know. I'll figure something out for these though, and we'll get this going a lot more efficiently because look at this one. This one's going pretty good. But yeah, we're going to be using a lot of this today. Wow, that's a lot of black wool. Gonna be using lots of this wool today, which is gonna be nice. Hello, zombie. I've had this guy here for years and haven't done anything with him yet. Maybe we should do something with him at some point in the future. But yeah, if you haven't seen this area, it's a pretty cool looking area, I think. Just kind of steampunky, like traditional Minecraft steampunk. So like we got the Tudor styles all stacked up really high. Got a big windmill up there. I mean, just tons of stuff just stacked on top of each other. And I think it looks really cool for this area. This is an area I definitely need to do a little bit more work to. At least finishing up the builds that we started here. But that's something we can get to work on in the future. You know what? Another thing I want to do today is finish up the backside of this building. Shouldn't be too difficult at all. I just need to do it. So that'll be another thing on the list of plans for today. But when I logged in this morning into Minecraft, I noticed I got a little notification saying I can migrate my account. And we got this really cool new cape from it. And I really like this design. I wasn't so sure that I would like the new capes. I mean, it's kind of cool getting them from Minecon, I guess, but I don't know. I never really was a huge fan of the way they looked, like with creeper faces or the iron golem. Like, it'd be cool to have them, but I never saw myself wearing them. But this, I think this is a really cool design. I might actually keep this one on, especially for the elytra. The elytra is a really cool texture. Yeah, I like this a lot, so I might keep this on for a while. But you know what? Let's go ahead now and jump into a time lapse. I think I'm gonna get started on this side first. We'll start building up this side, maybe these 3 buildings first, and then we'll come back, do a little bit of talking about them, and do the rest later on. And there we go. I am very happy with how these buildings are turning out so far. I think they look really, really good. Obviously not finished along the backside yet, but that's okay. Like I mentioned earlier, we can get to that later on. I decided to go a little bit simpler for these ones than I did on this side and for those buildings, or that first building that we built in this area. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. This one's probably the simplest of them all. Just got some windows, some shutters, and that's pretty much it. A door, and then the detailing we did along the top there. But other than that, we didn't really do much. This one is pretty detailed. We got quite a bit going on. We got the iron bar railing up there with the deep slate. We got shutters all over the place, the different windows, and then this little balcony with like some cloth hanging over. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to represent, but maybe like either some clothes hanging out drying, or maybe just some rugs hanging out or something. I don't know. But either way, I think it looks pretty cool. I thought about doing glazed terracotta for this, but I don't think it would have worked out very well. If I did that, I wouldn't have as big of a balcony as well. So yeah, I think that looks good enough. And then this one looks really cool too. We got the drain pipe thing that we did over here. What is this called? I don't remember. A gutter? The gutter here and down to the bottom. It's not connected to the bottom here, which may be a little strange, but maybe let's just imagine it's going through a pipe inside this. But yeah, this one I'm kind of thinking of making into a restaurant. I thought it'd be cool to have like this open area here with like a mosaic tile type floor, using, I think, the raw copper. I think that would be a really cool block for that. And then obviously some other stuff you'd see in a restaurant, like maybe a little bar, and then obviously a kitchen in there, but we can get to work on that at some point in the future. And then again, backside is not looking so hot right now. So now that we got all of this done, actually really quick, I had a suggestion in the last episode to swap out the slabs here, the stairs and slabs, for something a little darker, because the regular sandstone slabs here, they stand out a little bit, which I agree with. So let's go ahead, let's go ahead and swap them out for birch. Yeah, I think that's gonna look much better. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I mean, the texture is a little strange, but if you ignore that, the color is pretty much perfect. I think that's good. I think that is pretty good. And did I do any over there? Yes, but you can't really, it doesn't really make a difference because it's underwater. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that looks all right. Now, something I wanted to talk about real quick is kind of my plans for the rest of this season. So you guys may or may not know that the 1.18 snapshots are coming out right now, or at least experimental snapshots for 1.18. And by the way, I'm just going to be connecting up some paths here while we're talking, or at least laying out some paths. But yeah, the snapshots for the 1.18 terrain are coming out currently, the test snapshots. And they are completely overhauling everything, every world generation thing in the game. The worlds are going to look completely different after 1.18. So I am planning on resetting my world, I think, in 1.18, unless the only reason I wouldn't reset is if the transitions between the terrain, like current 1.17 terrain and 1.18 terrain, if the transitions are smooth, then maybe I won't reset. Maybe I'll just like prune like everything except for my builds, and then let the new terrain generate around that. But I think I'm leaning towards just completely new world altogether. I'm curious what you guys are planning on doing, because I know I'm sure a lot of you survival builders have like long-term survival worlds similar to me. I mean, I've been playing in this world for, it'll be 7 years coming up in the beginning of September. Oh, there we go. That was perfect. So I am a little torn on it. I mean, on one hand, it's really cool to have a 7-year-old world just keep going, but at the same time, I kind of feel like I've done everything in this world. At least everything that I've wanted to do in this world. Like when I started this world, I spawned a little bit over there, over into plains, just across this little sea here, and kind of made my way through this area, which is why I eventually built up this steampunk city here. And then over that way, through that valley, over into that savanna biome, which is why I ended up building this Tuscan City here. and then crossed the ocean and went off to an extreme hills biome out there, which is where my main castle for this world is. I mean, I guess not really my main castle anymore, but yeah, I built a really big castle off that way, and there's a bunch of stuff around that area, and then I kind of got bored. So I just started going out and doing random things way out in different parts of the world, and everything off that way is just all kind of disconnected. And it's super hard to get to. You have to either go through the nether or fly out there because it's just so far away. A lot of it is just thousands of blocks away. And I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of having everything all spread out that far. Like I like things being spread out. I don't love that I could see the Steampunk City from over here, at least with a little bit of a higher render distance. I have it low right now, so I can't. But it would be nice if like my Austrian area was just like a few hundred blocks that way. So that's kind of why I want to reset. I want to just lay things out, do things better. But anyways, my point is, I want to try to kind of finish up some of these builds. Like, there's a little bit of cleanup I could do on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is just completely unfinished. Like, I think a lot of the city probably isn't going to get done, unfortunately. But, I mean, we do have like 6 months until the update actually comes out, so maybe. Actually, probably less than that. Probably 5 or 4 months, to be honest. But my goal for the rest of this season is just to finish up as much stuff as I can. Like I mentioned earlier, I would like to finish up some of the backsides of the steampunk builds over there, build up some roads, build up some more roads over there, get those finished up. Maybe connect a road from over here over to that steampunk area, and then the road from over here connecting to the rest of the Tuscan area over there, obviously. But yeah, just a lot of cleanup. Like I said, just a lot of cleanup. Probably not starting any new projects, but, you know, revisiting some of our old areas and cleaning up, like what we're doing in this area here right now, pretty much. Like, obviously, I'm going to finish as much of that area as I can, the new Tuscan area. Going to go back and finish the mountain, hopefully, or at least, at the very least, finish the side of it that you can see from the village that we built up, and then do small things like going out to the Japanese area and doing some decoration out there, or going to my diorite castle and just fixing up some stuff out there. I think that place is mostly finished, but I think you get the point. So that is kind of the plan for the next few months. I would like to hear what you guys think about, what are you guys doing? If you guys have long-term worlds, what are you guys doing about 1.18? Personally, probably gonna start a new world, but I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts on that are. Uh-oh, creeper, go away. And another thing I think I would like to do is build up a couple stables around this area. Like maybe build one over in the, like the entrance to the Tuscan City over there. Maybe even one down in this little valley here. That could be cool. And then one over in the steampunk area. And then we have a little spawn area over there we could do one at. I think that could be cool to just have some stables so you can ride around on horses. But for now, I'm going to go ahead, jump back into some building. I think we're going to try to build up as much of this side as we can. And then maybe jump over here and finish these. I don't know. We'll see. I have a bit of time to work on this, so we can probably get quite a bit of progress done. But let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse of it now, and we will be back in just a little bit. All right, here we go. Everything is all done here now. I mean, for the most part. I wanted to get these houses here on the ends done, but I don't have them designed yet even, and I am pretty much out of time for this episode. Also, didn't get any backsides done on this side either. I'm kind of thinking of building up a road, like coming through here, like maybe up this high, and then we'll have another row of houses up top here. I think that could be a pretty cool look from the ocean down here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not actually. It might look a little too big. The scale might be a little weird compared to the rest of the place. I don't know, I'll test it out in a creative world probably, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how this place is turning out so far. I do want to add a couple more features here really quick, a couple more details. Right here, we're going to add a light gray banner here, and then 2 gray banners there. Just, again, to kind of look like some clothes or rugs hanging over, kind of drying, or something, you know, something like that. And then on this side, this is something you're never really going to see unless you're up, like, in the house. But I want to add it anyways, just to add a little bit more color here. We're going to do a cut red sandstone there, flower pot on top of that, and then a flowering azalea inside of that, to kind of look like one big pot. I mean, the lighting is a little bit weird on this flower pot for some reason, whenever there's an azalea in it, but like if it was this, it would look really good, but with this, it looks a little strange. I might have to mess with that, see if I can get it looking better. But then we're gonna do just a normal one right there. And yeah, like I said, you'll hardly ever see it, but it is up there, just adding a little bit more variation and a little bit more life to the area. Yeah, I think this is all turning out really, really good. I'm very happy with how this place is coming along. I'm excited to get the rest of this place done, the rest of this little road here done. Just these 3 houses right here, and they're all fairly small houses, so they shouldn't take long at all. But I'm excited to get that stuff done so we could start working on the streets. I have kind of a vision in my mind of how I want the streets to look, and I think it's going to be really cool. Also need to finish replacing all this road, but that's something I can do off camera. But yeah, that is going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you think of all these houses. Personally, I'm very happy with how they're turning out, but I want to hear your guys' feedback as well. But again, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.